Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who is Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? The question that I've been asked is, Loy, how do you deal with stress? Now, the fact of the matter is, we all go through stress at various stages of our lives. Whether it's, you know, um, a, a school student who's appearing for exam, a college student who has to opt for his career, um, today's day and age, you even have relationship issues. A guy can like a girl or a girl can like a guy, and they don't know how to handle their emotions and feelings. Then there is also the stress of social media, the peer pressure that there is. These are, even if they might look silly, but these are issues that people do face. And if you go a couple of levels higher, there are situations that can really destroy you. I'm talking of real hardcore situations like, for example, having health issues. Someone has cancer, someone has, let's say, diabetes, blood pressure, they have health issues. They can be financial issues. A person who invested in a business, all of a sudden he got cheated, or the business is now not working out. They put all the eggs in one basket. You also have issues related to, say, children or relationships related to your spouse. The marriage is not working out, or your children, they are not studying, or they are gone into this bad company, or the relationship is strained between people. So there are different levels. Now, a person who is having a big business, who's dealing in millions of dollars, may look at a teenager who's dealing with examinations and say, your problem is pretty silly. Someone who has cancer, who's dying of cancer, who has met with an accident and now cannot earn their livelihood, might look at someone who is depressed because the girlfriend or boyfriend broke up and say, this is so silly. But the fact of the matter is, at every age of your life, at every situation, your capacity to deal with that situation can either prove to destroy you or make you. That is why there are so many students who, because they can't face the examination pressure or the pressure put by society, they kill themselves. Now, even though we might look at someone and say, this is so silly, but for the person who's going through it, that can prove to be really powerful, and that can make or break their life. That is why there are so many students who kill themselves when the examination comes, or they feel they didn't do well in exam. If you check my previous video that went viral, the first one in Dubai was a ninth standard boy. He killed himself because um, he thought he didn't do well in exam, and the Indian system of education put so much of pressure on him, his parents, his friends. He, being a rank holder, he hanged himself. So stress at any age, at any level, can prove to either make you or break you. So now the question is, how do you deal with stress across the board? Now, when I go through stress, let me tell you about me. When I go through stress, it really destroys me. It really, really destroys me. Why? Because one is, I have ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactive disorder, whereby whatever I do it to the extreme. Let's say tattoos, you can see I did it to the extreme. Books, I did it to the extreme. Gaming, I do it to the extreme. If I do exercise, I do it to the extreme. So when I do get stressed out, it goes to the extreme. It goes so bad that I can fall sick for days together, like 2 weeks. It's that bad. And the other thing is, I'm a very obsessed character, like I said, from my tattoos, the books, everything else. So I focus on that problem so much so that, I lose my appetite, I can't sleep, I can't do anything. So how do I deal with stress? And the reason I'm sharing this with you is maybe it'll help you. Number one, the first thing that I do is, whenever there's any problem that is in my mind, I write it down. It is very, very important to write it down. Remember, when you write something down, from the thought process, it goes out and you can see it. So it empties your mind. So write it down. Always, I believe in writing down. Even when I wanted to commit suicide early on, I used to write a diary, and that used to help me transfer my emotions and feelings into a script that I could actually see. So either you can try typing it out on a document, Google Doc, or you can write it in your laptop, or you can write it on a piece of paper. Okay, keep a diary. That really helps. Number one. Second thing is, if you are in a position, that is a big if you're in a position to think clearly, write down the action steps. Remember, action steps that you can take now, not tomorrow, not in the future. Now, let's say, for example, you're depressed about your studies. What can you do now, right now? Because when you do something right now, that works towards getting a solution. So don't write down, one day I'm going to do this, or after 5 years I'm going to do this, or, one day I'll find someone. No, what can you do now? So always focus on doing something now. The third one is engage in physical activity. Whenever you're depressed, make sure that you do some kind of physical activity. I'm not just talking of hardcore exercise. Yes, it does help if you go for a run, a long distance run, slow pace. That is, if you're not used to it, be careful of that. If you have not done any kind of exercise, just walking up and down, even, cleaning the toilets, doing the dishes, taking the garbage out, mopping the floors, involving yourself in some physical activity really takes your mind from brooding over the problem to at least getting blood flowing through the entire body, and especially your brain. It is very, very necessary for your muscles and your entire body to get a kind of blood circulation, which is very, very important. It's important to get your heart rate up. So do some kind of physical activity. And if you can do exercise, nothing like it. If you can do aerobic that is with air. Anaerobic, that if you're doing bodybuilding or anything that involves holding your breath and pushing, that helps, but then it'll make you tired. The next one, the point number 3, I think, 3 or 4, whatever, is focus on meditation. I cannot emphasize how important it is to meditate. Try meditation. Sit quietly, sit still. If you have never done meditation, just sit still. Either you hold your back straight, or if that is not your thing, just sit down on a chair and just let go. Don't think of anything. Your mind will keep thinking. Just avoid thinking blank. Don't say, I'll think blank, just go blank, okay? There are apps like Calm. There are different apps that are available, like Relax Melodies, which gives you a melody sound like a beach or the air or something. It's up to you. I recommend silence, but if silence is a little hard, try listening to a static sound. That kind of helps. For me, when I'm very, very stressed, I listen to a static sound like white noise, or the movement of air, something or another that just puts me out to sleep. Others I cannot. Okay, so meditation is very, very important. And yeah, like I said, sleep. I cannot emphasize how important sleep is. Remember, sleep is the body's function of resetting your mind, your physical body. So resetting your system is very, very vital. When I undergo moments of stress, and I've gone through a couple of them in my life, like when I lost all my money, when I was penniless on the streets, when I went through emotional breakup, those were really tough moments in my life. I would say just sleep. So when I was stressed out, even when I came down here to Thailand, initially things were not working out. I used to sleep 6 times during a day. 6 times. It can be for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour, one. Sometimes you might even end up sleeping for a whole day, 24 hours. That is because your body needs rest. So try that. Another solution which I can recommend is have a mastermind group, whereby some people like to hear solutions. Some people get irritated if they listen to solutions. So if you have a mastermind group, try talking to someone. Sometimes you need to talk to someone. So if you're speaking to someone, tell them, listen, I just need you to listen to me. Don't give me a solution. Just listen to what I have to say. I need a good listener. So sometimes it's good to listen. Another one which is very, very important, which I highly recommend, is get a professional. Not just a mentor, but get a professional, because professionals, whether psychologists, psychiatrists, or professional coaches, the really good ones, they know how to deal with such situations. Okay. So that's up to you, whether you go for a paid professional or you go for someone free. Then there are people who prefer to talk to their loved ones. I would not necessarily recommend this, but if you don't have any other option, try your loved ones. But then it is just a temporary relief. Yes, there are also solutions, like some people prefer smoking, drinking, drugs. I don't necessarily recommend that direction, because that leads you to a vicious cycle of dependency on those substances, and that can destroy you. Sex always helps. If you have someone, even paid sex, or if you have your partner who can help you relax, there's nothing like it. But when you are stressed, you and your partner both are stressed, that can be a tough one. I'm not saying cheat on your partner. If you can handle that, great. But if you can't handle that, don't do it. Otherwise, I would say even a sexual massage or, getting someone to just relax you, it really helps. Okay. Masturbation, some people are game for that. That's up to you. A massage always helps. My wife always gives me a head massage that kind of relaxes me. So try these various techniques. See, but what is important is not, um, whether something is right or wrong, especially when you're stressed. Because see, when you're stressed and you're really in that frame of mind where your body is breaking down, your mind is breaking down, your spirit is breaking down, evaluating, is this good, not good? I mean, you can end up in a mental asylum. You can end up killing yourself. Then what's the point? So what matters is you get yourself out of stress. And keep this in mind very strongly that yes, meditation and sleeping, all that helps you relax, but that will not solve your problem. If you want to solve your problem, which is the cause for the stress, you need to work on your problem. So be realistic about that and keep this in mind that life is always a struggle. There's always a struggle. There'll always be someone who goes through some problem which they feel they cannot. And someone who's going through cancer or is dying, or someone who has lost all their money and they have a family to feed and they have a disease, may look at someone who is just having his girlfriend and crying about his girlfriend as silly. Yes, there are different levels to priorities and problems, but each person, when they go through that particular issue, it can be killing because they may or may not know how to handle it. So I hope this video kind of gives you insight how to deal with stress, and I hope you achieve success in overcoming stress. Because remember this, at the end of the day, your shit is your problem. Nobody gives a damn. People can be, baby, poor thing and all that. But unless you solve it, nothing is going to get solved. So I hope this video answers your question how to deal with stress. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. Put your comments down below. And this is Loy Machedo signing off for now. Take care.